may be wondering why I look like a rock star. It's because I know all about rocks. And after this unit, you can be a rock star too, because we are going to learn all about rocks and their different types and forms.
So, as we can probably assume, there are millions and millions of rocks on our Earth. There are huge rocks like the Grand Canyon, or there are tiny rocks like the pebbles in your driveway. There are rocks of all different shape, size, color, texture, all different kinds of rocks. But in this module, we are going to learn about 3 different types of rocks. There are 3 major types of rocks in the Earth. The rocks are called metamorphic rocks, igneous rocks, and sedimentary rocks. So we're going to be diving into what all of those rocks are. The first rock that we are going to talk about is called an igneous rock. Igneous comes from the Latin word igni, which means fire. So igneous rocks have a little something to do with fire. So when molten matter flows up from Earth's surface, it is flowing from a volcano. It is lava, magma. It flows from the Earth's surface and flows down onto the Earth, and then it later cools and solidifies to become an igneous rock. Now, I have an example of an igneous rock. This is an example of an igneous rock. It is black, so you could probably assume, since this is very dark black, it looks kind of like coal, something like that, that you could probably assume that it came from a volcano or it was very hot at one time. It is very smooth and it looks kind of like glass. It's very cool texture, but this is an example of an igneous rock. So if you ever see a rock like this, just know that it's igneous. Another cool thing to look at when you are looking at igneous rocks are seeing like different holes in the rock. So this is also an igneous rock. It's not smooth or glassy like the last igneous rock, but it is an igneous rock because you can tell that this could have been lava or molten rock one time, and it solidified into an igneous rock. You can see gas bubbles, holes in this rock that can prove to us that this is an igneous rock. The next rock we're going to be talking about are sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks are made of sediments. Sediments are minerals. They could be plant pieces or really anything that can come together to form a small piece of a rock. So, sedimentary rocks are mainly found in ocean and lake beds because the water helps to compact the minerals and sediments together to form the rock. Now I have an example of a sedimentary rock, and most of the time when you are observing rocks and see sedimentary rocks, you really want to look for the layers. Now in this one, you can see some layers to where over time, sediments have built up and compacted to form this small rock. Now when I look at sedimentary rocks, I can see that they are very rough, but they can also be very smooth. My sedimentary rock has a smooth side, but it also has some rough sides. So we could definitely say that our textures are a little bit of both in sedimentary rocks, but definitely when you look at sedimentary rocks, you can see layers because this rock forms over a long period of time. The next rock we are going to talk about are metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic comes from the root word metamorphosis, which means change. So these rocks are formed over a long period of time, and it is when any sedimentary or igneous rock is exposed to very high temperature or very high pressure to change the form and shape of their original rock, and it creates a new rock. I have an example of a metamorphic rock. This rock, you can tell that it is a couple of rocks maybe even combined. Maybe some rocks combined due to heat and pressure, and they formed this new rock. Many rocks form through metamorphosis, and they can produce new minerals, new rocks, and this one is kind of a hard one to understand, but another key top secret to finding whether or not a rock is metamorphic is trying to find things that can tell you change. So, like I said, metamorphic rocks are when rocks change. They are when sedimentary and igneous rocks are exposed to high heat and pressure and take a change. So look up any signs of change. For instance, I saw a rock that had a lot of lines, and at first I thought it was a sedimentary rock because I took the lines as layers. But then I saw the lines were very wavy, and so I kind of thought to myself that maybe heat changed the rock and caused the lines to wave, because heat can do that. So metamorphic rocks are rocks from change, and they happen over a long period of time as well. So those are the three major types of rocks: igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. So remember those throughout the rest of this unit because it will be very helpful to you to complete the rest of your assignments and discussions.